What's up, y'all? Here we go. I got a little issue. I've been hearing this little term more and more frequently here recently, where it's not really a term, it's an idea. Where people are now beginning to say, hey, we're all the same. We're all the same. And while I understand the meaning of why they would say such things, and I understand where their heart is when saying it still is very misleading. I'll tell you why. This is frustrating to me because if you don't really think about the things that is being brought into your brought into your cognitive space, and you just accept it at face value, it can set you on a path that you're really not designed to go on. For example, you have an eagle and you have a hawk. Both of these are birds. Both of these birds are birds of prey. More specifically, both of these birds come from the raptor family. So, in many different ways, these two birds are very similar. Some aspects identical. They both have curved beaks. They both have sharp talons. They both are very skillful flyers. They have several similarities. Okay? They even both survive off of meat and meat alone. But here's the difference. An eagle's wings are designed to fly at extremely high altitudes. They are also powerful enough for them to be able to lift their prey that could potentially weigh more than them. Okay? However, when you look at the hawk's wings are designed to fly at low altitudes. More specifically, to fly in the forest between trees. And their claws, although very powerful, and even though their wings are very skilled, they are not designed to carry the same workload that an eagle would be able to carry. So these are very distinct differences. And this is why things can be detrimental if you are born one way, but you desire to be another way. You have a false sense of reality. Here's my point. If an eagle was jealous of a hawk, and an eagle wanted to do the very same things that a hawk does, and ignores its nature as an eagle, that eagle would have a very difficult time surviving in the natural world. Because its wings are not designed to go through trees. The food that a hawk would live off of, the eagle, it may not be enough substance for the eagle. You follow what I'm saying? And vice versa. If the hawk tried to live the same life as an eagle and tried to get up to those altitudes, its lungs and its nostril might not be able to handle that thin air. Its wings might not be able to handle those currents that you face at those altitudes. And his talons, although powerful, may not be able to lift the same weight that an eagle would be able to lift. So the hawk would then have a very difficult time trying to survive in an environment that it is not suitable for. So when we sit here as people, although we have very many similarities, And we try to say that we're all the same. And we all try to identify with the same issues, the same problems, the same, adversities. And we ignore our true nature. We ignore who we truly are. And we forget knowledge of self. That is when we begin to have difficulty surviving in the natural world. Please, stop telling people we all the same. We're not. It was never meant for us to be if it was by design for all of us to be the same, we would all be the same. We would all be exactly the same. We would all like the same stuff. We would all have the same issues, problems, concerns. We would all actually be the same. Because you can readily go into the wild and you can easily tell the difference between an eagle and a hawk, even though they're both birds. Even though they're both raptors. And I guarantee you, if you line up 1,000 eagles and line up 1,000 hawks, you would readily separate the two from each other. We have to think about these things. And it goes even deeper when we talk about man versus woman. There's no way that a man and a woman are exactly the same. That don't even begin to make sense. And we got to stop this nonsense because it's not true. It's just simply physiologically not true. It's not. And I don't want it to be true personally because I actually enjoy my woman. So that's great. And one of the pleasures in life is for a man to be able to explore a woman and vice versa. The energy that you create in that process is magical, which is by design. Because if that experience wasn't magical, then we would not populate the earth. See how that just somehow just makes sense? It just makes sense. It has nothing to do with theology and philosophy and all of these different deep thinking thought processes. It has nothing to do with that. It just simply makes sense. You follow me? So what I encourage you to do, I encourage you to understand who you are. The number one rule that our ancestors left was for us to know who we are. Know thyself. That phrase is on countless amounts of documents, temples, tombs, Manu Neter / hieroglyphs, etc., 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 all over the place. So that's a big hint, a big key. Learn who you are. And once you learn who you are, if you are a hawk and you understand that you are a hawk, you're not out there trying to be jealous of the eagle, because that ain't your lane. If you're an eagle, you're not out there trying to be jealous of the hawk. If you're an eagle, soar high. Matter of fact, be the eagle that soars the highest. Set the record for soaring. If you the hawk, maximize on your maneuverability and how you weave through those trees. Be the best at weaving through those trees. And getting your prey and living your life and surviving the way that you're supposed to survive to a point of thriving. You can't do that with jealousy and trying to be something that you're not. You've never seen a happy jealous person. You've never seen a happy envious person. Never. Focus on who you are. Find other people who are identical to who you are and build something. Build something great. As always, remember your ancestors. Know thyself and build your community. Kush.